This is a time when more than usual amounts of fear and levels of fear are swirling all around us. We have fear when we turn on the television. We're moving into election season, and it's fear-based. I'm afraid this won't happen, so vote for this candidate. If I vote for this candidate, I'm afraid this, it's just fear. And so how do we move forward, manifesting what you were called to manifest, focused forward fearlessly? Focused forward and fearless. So I want to give you a few tips to that. The first thing is admit the fear, you all. If it looks like procrastination, if it looks like disorganization, if it looks like, can't seem to find stuff, you keep sabotaging yourself, it's fear. So identify it, confess that fear, just tell the truth about it. Don't try to cover it. Don't try to act like you're not scared about what's going on. And what happens when you get into fear, you lose focus. You lose belief. When you lose those things, guess what happens? Your actions no longer align with what you want, but they start aligning with what you don't want. So that is so critical. So you've got to ask yourself and realize, first of all, what is my fear? Second of all, realizing, wait a minute, fear is not a natural state. It does not belong, and I'm not going to accept this anymore. Then you've got to ask yourself, what are you scared of? You've got to identify it. You've got to identify, what am I afraid of? I remember when God had me doing this exercise, when he started to bring the understanding of what fear really was, and it's not false evidence appearing real. I have bodies of work on it, but it's up again, so I got to mention it again. Fear is a spirit, it is real, it produces fruit or activities in our lives that go against the very thing we're called to do. And so what are you afraid of? I'm afraid of A, I'm afraid of B. Tell the truth. Then the third thing is you need to understand fear identifies the areas in which you don't really believe. And the moment you start to believe, guess what? The fear has nothing to hold on to. So then you got to practice believing. You've got to practice moving into what I call 100% certainty. That's what belief is. You're not wavering, I can talk. No matter what it looks like. It's so fascinating because I'll give prophetic words to people, and then like a week later or 2 weeks, they're like, Erica, everything's not going as your prophetic word said. And it's like, don't take your eyes off of the focus on the forecast that God has given you for your life. Yes, you're going to be tested. Yes, things are going to come up. Yes, every single distraction will try to stop you from moving forward when you're carrying fear. It gives permission for drama. So let's get rid of the drama. Let's practice believing. Let's practice believing. And how you do that, every morning and every night, you sit down and I actually write this out. What am I believing for? What are my needs as it relates to building my vision? God did not give you a vision without intending to bring you the provision, but there is a process to the provision. I'm just rhyming today, and oh, this is just amazing. So he gave you process for the provision, and so you've got to practice believing. And that means aligning your emotions as if it's already done. So whatever you're believing for, you want to say, okay, wow, I'm going to believe that already has manifested. How would that shift you emotionally? How would that shift the way you carry yourself, what you really believe, the confidence that you move with? And then you guys, you got to speak to that fear. You got to tell it cannot stay. It has got to go, and it's going to come on out through your breath. You need to let it go. And then you keep focusing on what you're believing God for. And before you know it, when your capacity is developed in this process, that manifestation will come, that fearless manifestation, and then you move on to the next one. And I was sitting at a table read with my producer and an assistant producer yesterday, and I was just telling them, I have no fear. I don't fear manifestation. It's not because fear doesn't come up for me, but it's because I know this process. Work the process, you all. It works. Be fearless in your manifestation. Wherever you're aiming, aim higher. You can do this. And know I'm here as a resource. I have a ton of stuff on fear, or actually it's fearlessness. But know that you can do this. Let me know how it goes. I'll talk to you soon.